Intermission. Part 2. Well, on the subject we were talking about wings a minute ago, so we've got in a couple of days' time it will be landing Venus and Mars, the half-speed master.
Right.
Looking forward to that one.
Are we excited for that, or is it just something we could do without? You know, we've got it too many times in our collections. What are we thinking?
Can't have it too many times. What are you talking about?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
it should be landing on my doormat in a couple of days. So
yeah, mine. Yeah,
I mean it's one of my very favourite McCartney albums. So yeah, I can't wait to.
And I think the half-speed masters have been worth the effort.
Yeah,
I mean, Band on the Run probably was the one that had the sort of least noticeable improvement in sound, but you know, the earlier ones were really top notch.
And I bring up something a moment that we just lost Eddie Porter, who was kind of the one of the first Beatle tour guides in Liverpool. And I first met him in 1981, 82 or something. And he was the guide on the Magical Mystery Tour coach in Liverpool. And he's really my mentor, really. And he just passed away last week.
That's a shame.
Sad. He's been ill for a while, but lovely guy. Full of stories. Some were true, some not. But, he was great fun. And he's known as the Walrus. And I got great memories. I went to the launch of the anthology in '95, and we got invited by Apple. And I got this picture of Eddie in his Walrus costume with Derek Taylor, which is
fantastic. Fantastic.
But he was a really nice guy, and he just passed away just a few days ago. And maybe you guys might have gone into his tour and not realised it, because he was kind of the pioneer tour guide in Liverpool.
Right. Well, I remember doing the Magical Mystery Tour on Convention Week back in 84, 85, something like that. So I would have thought that it's a fairly good chance he would have conducted that tour then.
Yeah, and they were actually using the original Magical Mystery Tour coach in '84, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was Beatles City, when it was called. Remember that?
Yeah.
Somewhere in here, I've got my ticket for it.
Yeah, well, there is a doubt whether this actually is the Magical Mystery Tour coach. I know someone else has got one. And it's got the set. He showed the damage where they got stuck on the bridge in Devon, or wherever it was, and the insides as well. Pictures of the inside and his coach and the original one, and it's quite convincing actually. The guy called Simon Mitchell, he's now based in Germany, and it seems to be more. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion going out there. Which is the actual coach?
Which is the original?
Is the original, yeah. With all the stuff in Beatles City wasn't quite what it seemed. Let's just say. Well, it came to London for a while as the Beatles Revolution.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
And that failed, and they sold all the stuff off. And when it was going up for auction, then it materialised. All the stuff in there was fake. Or copies anyway.
That was in Leicester Square, Richard, wasn't it? That was Leicester Square, wasn't it?
It was actually in the London Pavilion.
Yeah. I do remember that now. It's something
it was in that 1990, something like that. It didn't last long. But all the stuff. Well, they said they're George's favourite guitar, and of course George still had the guitar, so it was a copy, obviously.
Right. Oh well.
And stuff like that. I mean, it's like okay.
You mentioned about Eddie Porter and tours, Richard.
Yes.
Of course, you've been doing your tour now for 30, how many years?
Over 30 years. Yeah, I know.
30 years.
God. Still going.
And still going.
Yeah, still going, yes.
Well, we very much enjoyed going on your tour. Was it a couple of years ago now? I really enjoyed it. It was great.
Thank you. It's fun. You get meet lots of people, and we saw Paul a few times on tours. One of the best times when I had Tony Sheridan on a tour.
Oh, really?
Came over from Germany with a group of German Beatle fans, and he was great fun.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
So, Richard, do you find that the fans over the years you've been doing it, have the fans changed? Has there been do you get the demographics? You're getting a real mixture of people age-wise, and
they are getting older, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to get a load of students. Now it's more seniors. It's changed a bit, but you still get. I mean, kids coming along with their parents, and it's the kids dragging the parents along. It's the kids are into the Beatles and dragging their parents along, which is great fun at times. You thought it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you?
Yeah, interesting.
And how many times do you reckon you've crossed over Abbey Road then?
Very good question. I'm claiming the world record a number of times crossing Abbey Road.
I don't think there would be any doubt.
I haven't counted, to be honest, but I mean, it's several thousand.
Yeah.
Probably meaning the tens of thousands now, I have no idea.
Well, I think, for anybody who is coming to London at all, then make sure you go on one of his tours, because they are top-notch, good information, good fun. So make sure you get in contact with Richard. I'll put
good locations.
Good stuff. So Thank you.
Thanks very much.
I think that I was going to mention also the Beatles in terms of, I mean, we know that they were cool as anything, but can you pinpoint, and in your own mind, when do you think that the Beatles look their ultimate cool?
Collectively, I would say during the Paperback Writer Rain videos.
Agreed.
Rob, you just stole my thunder, because that's exactly what I would say.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you.
Well done, Phil.
No, that was in my shortlist. To be fair, I think for me, with the Beatles cover specifically, that half shadow Robert Freeman cover, I just think they look so cool. I mean, Paul and George look moody and handsome and all the rest of it, and then John just looks menacing, and Ringo looks doleful, and it's just like there's that nod to the Hamburg days, the Astrid Kirk, Robert Friedman's obviously, it's where the influences come from. That it's just such an iconic picture, that look, that the polar necks and that look and everything. And from a personal perspective, it's the first album I ever bought. So first album I ever bought. And I was suffering from a Rubber Soul syndrome at the time, because I'd been given Rubber Soul as a Christmas present 6 months before, and I hated it. So I was struggling with Rubber Soul. It's 11 and a half when I got that, so it was sort of too
early,
too exotic for me, and all the rest of it. But no, with the Beatles hit the spot, and I just think that's such a cool look on that. But I wouldn't disagree with the Paperback Writer look like that. It's a close run thing.
Well, I was also thinking about sort of individually, when did they look cool? And I thought for McCartney, it's always that reverse side of the 1976 Hey Jude single when he's got his waistcoat on. I think that's a very cool.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking for George, I love that picture that's on the front cover of the Living in Material Worlds, the video.
Yes.
And the book.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he looks fantastic there. Ringo, I was actually thinking he'd be hard pushed to beat his look up look, actually.
Yeah, no, great.
And then John, I think Hamburg John is when he's probably his coolest.
Bob Gruen took some good photos of him though, didn't he, in the 70s?
Indeed.
Some good Lennon moments. So, but Hamburg, yeah.
But I think they look great all through their career. But I mean, I think it was a bit of an eye opener when the Get Back move, or Peter Jackson's Get Back, because just it brightened everything up and peeled back the layers, if you like.
Yeah.
And seeing some of those shirts, which were way, I mean, it's just
absolutely.
George looked amazing, and in that the Get Back, there was often there was references to going out, Mal getting ties and trying on shoes and stuff like that. So fashion and the way they looked was always important to them, regardless, right the way through.
Oh yeah,
and they look cool all the time. Really, they did. Yeah, you did steal my thunder there, Rob. But
sorry,
I won't hold it against you.
Yeah. Well, I think Oasis quite like that era as well, didn't they?
definitely.
Another one actually is Shea Stadium.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Those jackets were fantastic, weren't they?
Got my replica. I was going to say that I met you guys on that train up to Glasgow for the Beatles convention there in 1984.
Do you know what, Richard? I'm pretty certain we missed a train. In those days, you didn't have to pre-book by a train line or anything like that. And I vaguely remember Gwyn met us in that evening.
Yeah.
Paul, I think it was myself, Rob, and Al, and Craig. I think, or was it?
Right.
I think we missed a train, Rob. If I remember. I don't know. I don't think that was the train we intended to get. But either way, halfway through the trip, I do remember going down to the British Rail buffet car and seeing a good self, Richard, for the first time.
Yeah. That's right.
With your photo albums and your
yeah.
I was speaking over a couple of people who couldn't make it, so I was really glad to meet you guys. And of course, Mark Lewison was on the train as well. The first
he
time
was, yeah,
of course, yeah.
That was a fun convention.
It was.
I know it wasn't very well attended, but I mean, we had fun anyway.
We had a great time,
especially hanging out with Mojo Filter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very sad about Paul Cooper, by the way.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we had some good times for sure.
But you didn't have a great time at that convention, did you, Gwyn?
No, I didn't have a good time at that convention, as you well know. I
thought it was another is Gwyn dead or is Gwyn exist? I mean, people were talking about you. You didn't appear for the first few days. It's like
I was
who is this
really, really sick. I don't think I've ever been as sick as that in my life. Yeah.
But you managed your hamburger and milkshake.
Exactly.
It kept me going.
We managed to nurse you back to health, didn't we? So you could get your brain back up.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, personally, I mean, meeting you guys, I mean, getting involved with Revolver, and of course that led to the London Beatles fan club and me doing the tours. That was a life-changing trip for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah, sliding doors and all that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, very much. Okay, so we just, as we sort of bring things gently towards their conclusion, and I say that gently, we're still pretty much at the outset of the year. We've only had one real significant release so far, which is Ringo's album. But what else? I mean, I know we touched on anthology and that maybe that's this year, but it could be next year or who knows. But what else do we think may be coming out slated for release this year in terms, what do we think, or what would we like to see this year?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Beatles 65, for instance.
Okay.
We've had Beatles 64, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get a 65. Shea Stadium, maybe, because they had it at the cinema, but we didn't get it, an official, DVD release or anything. So something like that, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing for that.
Well, none of us know, and then obviously there's a new CEO at Apple, so maybe there's gonna, it could be a completely different direction. Who knows? So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that most fans will be crying out for a box set of, well, Rubber Soul would be the natural one, wouldn't it? And I know we'd all like to see that, but I'm not sure it's going to be happening soon.
No.
We'll see.
Giles Martin has been at Abbey Road quite recently. I've seen him quite a few times. He's normally
something's afoot then.
On there, so, of course, a lot of unofficial things coming out. there's that new film on John Lennon, The Last Decade, or it's called.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. And we got Chris O'Dell's film.
Yeah.
Which I'm in, by the way.
She was very good at the convention.
Yeah, you can see me in that film. I interviewed her inside Savile Row. It was rather nice. So yeah, she's a nice lady. Yeah.
Yeah, she came across really nicely at the convention. I thought that was one of the highlights of last year at the convention was definitely Chris O'Dell.
So
it was the one-to-one as well, of course.
Of course, one-to-one, of course. Absolutely.
I think Peter Jackson said, hasn't he, in interviews that basically, I'm available. Just, give me the material and I'll work with it. And I think that's brilliant as a fan that you've got a world-class director here. Who could be spending his time doing other things with his Gwyn or whatever, but he's such a fan that he's pretty much said, "Look, I'm a fan. I just want give me the stuff and I'll work with him." I think we're very lucky to have that. And I think that will bear more fruit as things go. And
everyone is getting on with each other, which is great. So they're not getting any younger either.
Exactly.
So I think there's this incentive to get things out, basically, to get things released.
Yeah, well, I guess they will have control if it's released sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
So they can be masters of their destiny to that extent. I guess we're also going to be due a new McCartney album at some point during the year, whenever that might hit. I'm guessing it's looking like the summer now, I would have thought.
Well, I guess so. Once Venus and Mars is out, we'll probably start getting some announcements of other things.
Yeah.
Kind of the way they tend to do it.
Recording at Abbey Road, I definitely know that. And in fact, I was told he was even going into the studio on the days he was doing the O2 concerts.
Okay.
Interesting. Tracks, maybe, yeah. I don't know, but I was told that. Yeah, I didn't see him, but I was told he was going in. Yeah.
Got any information, Richard, about the producer? Is he working with a producer, or is he?
I don't know, to be honest.
No.
I haven't heard anything about that. No. Just very good authorities at Abbey Road telling me that he was there.
Because he has worked with the guy, hasn't he, who produced the Stones album? I can't remember his name now, but the guy that did the Hackney
Andrew Watt, is it?
Yeah, and I know he'd done some stuff with him. I believe there's a couple. I think there's at least one Stones track that Paul's on.
He is
left over, so that Stones might well use that. But I believe he'd worked with this Andrew Watt and was working with him. And so it'd be interesting to see whether he's involved in this new project.
Mm.
Do we think that with one-to-one being released, do we think that we'll get a double up on charity concerts and get a Bangladesh release as well?
Hope so.
Is that a possibility?
Hope so. It'd be nice to get both concerts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. Really would.
And for both one-to-one afternoon and evening and Bangladesh.
And Bangladesh both. Yeah. Yeah, they could both have nice box set treatments, couldn't they? Hang on, what am I saying? My wallet won't be able to handle it.
Oh, no, God. They are fleecing us fans, aren't they, a bit? But, we like it.
Yeah, we don't seem to complain too much.
No, we don't. We just buy everything,
As fans, we're pretty accommodating, I would say.
Yeah.
What about Record Store Day? That's coming up too long. I think we're about just over a month away? Something like that. Are we excited for a Record Store Day, or does it not float your boat?
Well, it's a nice promotional thing. I kind of got out collecting records in a way. So for me personally, it's just like But it's a nice way of promoting new stuff or reissues or whatever. So yeah.
Mr. Turner, I know you're Mr. Vinyl after all, aren't you? So
yes, I shall be trying to partake. Whether we can actually get any of these releases, because they seem pretty limited.
Yeah.
I mean the George Harrison the Be Here Now one. But last time I looked, wasn't even on the UK list.
Was it not? And I think the John
House of People one, that's quite limited.
3,000 in the States, 3,000. For the rest of the world, did I hear that?
I'm not sure, but
if that's the case,
it's definitely quite limited. On the other hand,
is Is that the one with Beck doing a version of "Be Here Now" on the B-side?
Yeah.
Couldn't find it on the UK record store day. I mean, it's supposed to be the record store day of the record of the year or something in the States. Right. Hopefully it's here as well.
Personally, I think the record store day initiative is good in the sense that it just keeps record stores alive. And there's been such a threat to their very existence. The fact that you've got something that actually just promotes the idea of the independent physical shop is a good thing. Exactly. Even though I won't be going there myself.
And it seems record sales are going up, which seems to be working. So
we all know you're a book
absolutely, Gwyn.
fella, Phil. So you leave the vinyl to Rob, and you concentrate on your books, Phil. All right.
We've got it sorted there.
All right. Yeah. Right. Well, I think, fellas, we'll wrap things up there for this occasion. It's been fantastic to chat to you all, and I think we will all do this again, providing we're all up for it. And thank you for your input, and we will get together again very soon. So thanks again. See you soon, guys.
Cheers, Gwyn. Bye now.
All the best, guys. Thanks, Gwyn.